Imagine a friend of yours gifting you property where your ancestors were once enslaved.
We introduced you to two lifelong friends last year in our Black History special about Buffalo Forge in Rockbridge County.
And tonight, 10 News reporter Duke Carter brings them together to talk about this amazing gift.
It's exciting for me because I love history.
Randall Branch is excited the church his family belongs to is getting a major gift.
I've always believed to know where you're going, you have to know where you came from.
In this case, Branch knowing about land his enslaved ancestors worked and where they are potentially buried. Branch grew up in Glasgow, a town in Rockbridge County, and in Rockbridge County off Forge Road was an iron making and farming operation called Buffalo Forge. And after reading through Buffalo Forge records, Randall learned his relatives, the Thompsons, worked at the property. Now, Buffalo Forge is a place the Thompson family stayed connected to long after their ancestors were gone. And it also created a bond of friendship between Randall Branch and Susan Brady, who is a descendant of Daniel Brady, who was the master at one point of Buffalo Forge.
I think it was my probably triple great grandfather had sold property to former enslaved people who wanted to start a church.
Now, the church is Mount Lydia Baptist Church, which is no longer in existence. Near that property is an abandoned enslaved cemetery. Susan and Randall learned as recent as last November there's a deed that shows Susan is the rightful owner of that abandoned cemetery.
And the deed stated that if there's no longer a church or a school there, that the property would revert back to the Brady family.
Now, Branch said at some point Mount Lydia Baptist Church burned down. But here's where it really gets interesting. Brent said Mount Lydia Baptist Church members moved and started Union Baptist Church in the 1960s. And since Brady is the rightful heir to the cemetery land, she plans to give the area to Union Baptist Church members, who surprisingly are related to Randall Branch.
Well, first we'd like to clean it up.
I hope that it brings them some kind of peace or joy.
Ease or joy for a family to remember their ancestors. Reporting, Duke Carter, 10 News, working for you.
On Saturday, Susan Brady is expected to participate in a ceremony which will recognize Union Baptist Church as the owners of the abandoned cemetery called Bond of Faith.